Hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you a 1v1 match here, spawning on the northern position of the Shattered Temples. Well, the 12 o'clock position, northern 12 o'clock, there's really no difference there. Is our purple Protoss player, Grubby's very own Grubby, and here spawning close air positions on the 3 o'clock position of the Shattered Temples is our green Terran, the Spoon Terran himself, mouzThorzain. So here we can see that there's like I said earlier, close air position. This can indicate several things in the PvT matchup, and that will be that the Terran can really get away with some sort of Cloak Banshee build, and of course, you know, Cloak Banshee builds in general, those are very annoying. So, well, for the Protoss player at least, the beauty about Cloak Banshee play is that there's no detection until that Robo gets up, unless you have cannons already up, and you usually don't get cannons that early because of what am I trying to say here? You usually don't get cannons that quickly in PvT because you don't get the forge up as quickly as you do in like a ZVP, for example. So here we can see that Grubby putting down his gateway and throwing hearts out everywhere. I want to know how you do that that kind of heart. If anyone knows, please message me or comment on this video or anything. I'd really want to know. Even tweet me if you so choose to desire. And that makes absolutely no sense, to be honest. So anyway, here, what Thorzain is going to do, by the looks of it, he is not getting a gas. He's about 15 supply, and he's not going to be getting his gas. As we see, Nighten has left the game. This is just a practice match with everyone. So I'm going to go off on a limb and say Thorzain might go for a gasless expand. It's kind of risky against Protoss because they are able to, you know, put on that really early pressure. And of course, as I say that, Thorzain goes for the orbital command, pretty much cutting his minerals in half, but and going for the scout as well. One Marine coming out. Cybercore here coming down for Grubby. He's gonna, of course, want that warp gate. Who wouldn't? It's such a great technique. It's such a great upgrade. And here we see Thorzain throwing down his command center at 16. I don't know if Grubby saw it or not. He did not see it. Okay, there. Didn't see it, and he is going to see the expansion. So Grubby kind of knows what's going on here. He's like, oh, okay, gasless expo. It's kind of my fault for misinterpreting. There we go. As you can see, there was a spike in lag, and it's kind of interesting with the spikes of the lag that is happening in the game. Very interesting that, you know, I was getting a little lag spikes even within the replay. That's a very interesting element there, Blizzard. I hope you can get rid of it. So as you can see here, this SCV is going to come out and going to go straight for a second factory barracks is what I meant. Oh man, I even made fun of myself for like slipping up and combining the words factory and barracks together into a factory, which I have no idea is. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, no, it's obviously not a factory, it's a barracks. So I said factory. Makes perfect sense, you know. Sometimes the brain it works funny times. As you can see here, Thorzain getting both his gases at the same time. Yeah, he wants gas. Obviously, I was gonna lead that up with something, but I completely forgot. This is most likely to start getting tech labs out for his barracks. And of course, we see Grubby already has his gas well established, and he's pumping out a sentry now, and a second sentry as well. I was just about to say, don't know what he's going to pump out next after that. And we have another gateway and two more gateways coming up. So it looks like Grubby is going to 4-gate Thorzain, which I don't know if I agree with, because sometimes 4-gating can be a pretty risky move against Terran. You know, Terran with the bunkers and the mass auto repair and the extreme DPS of a Marine, you know, it kind of does become hard. And we can see that there's a reactor actually coming out for Thorzain instead of a tech lab, which I find very interesting. Usually you'd want to opt to get that tech lab first, in my opinion, at least. Oh man, excuse me, I just like all of a sudden my voice decided to just quit on me and like made that weird sound. So I'd usually opt for a tech lab first, but you know, again, I'm not a pro player, I'm a silver Terran player. I'd much rather take Thorzain's advice than, you know, my own advice. And Grubby, you're going to see that bunker. He's like, okay, there is some defense. He might have an idea of what I'm doing. As you can see that they're both pretty even on supply, and Thorzain was supply blocked there for a second. Another bunker is coming down. I think Thorzain knows what's coming. He's going to try and get that stalker out. If not, you know, just salvage a bunker. 75 minerals each is 150 minerals back. for your 200 that you originally spent, which is actually a pretty good deal. So, as you can see, the SCV has scouted the sentries and the pylon, and looks like Grubby is going to go in for a mass sentry zealot type build. Auto repair going down. Great force fields there going down on the bunkers. Going to prevent any repairing. As you can see, the zealots are just crashing against that bunker, and they do take it out. The Marines falling back behind the force fields, and they're going to try and make it into this bunker. Unfortunately, that bunker, the rest of Grubby's army is out of the range of that bunker. And now, by the looks of it, Grubby's going to have free reign on this entire side, and 4 more stalkers coming in to join in. This is not looking good for Thorzain at all. Thorzain is ahead in supply lead, but that is mainly with SCVs, and that barracks is on fire. Marauders are out on the field, but there are only 2, one being in that bunker. A third one comes out too. Stim is about two-thirds done. I would have just said half. 2/3 done. Man, I seem to be tripping over myself a little bit today. Oh well. Drink of water, that always fixes it. And we can see Grubby trying to pick off some SCVs so that he can prevent that auto repair. I love what Thorzain has done with his SCVs, though. He has almost complete surround on these barracks, so that way if he does do the auto repair, Grubby will be forced to do force fields all over, spending a lot more energy. And here we see the engagement coming in. The SCV is not repairing at first, but now they are repairing. Zealot is just about to go down in the front. 2 more Zealots hacking at these Marines, and the bunker is going to go down by the looks of things. Great force fields there from Grubby, taking it out. It looks like Grubby's just completely satisfied with picking off these bunkers. I don't know if this is really accomplishing anything for Grubby. I mean, he's committing pretty much to this. As we can see, there is no expansion. Pro is getting ready for an expansion, however. And this expansion for Thorzain has been down for quite a while, and he has those mules available. And looks like Thorzain is going to think, I need to get back. I need to use this ramp. I can't lose this orbital command. This barracks could be really handy in the production of things that kill. So he's going to try and use this sight advantage, this sight to his the sight ability on the cliffs. That's what I'm trying to say, to his advantage. And as you see, Grubby is just putting a sentry over there and withdrawing. I like this a lot. Grubby is just going to say, all right, I scared you into getting rid of your expansion. I will just fall back. I'll get my own expansion, possibly. Don't know if he is. He's getting a Twilight Council, so it looks like he's going to commit to a Blink Stalker play. Maybe even Chargelet. I doubt Chargelet. Blink Stalker seems to be the better idea in this. And he has a pylon back there, although I do not agree with Grubby's decision to leave a sentry behind. These are very, very expensive units, and they're not really good at keeping themselves alive. And that SCV does go down and sees that there's a sentry, and looks like Grubby is going to lose that sentry. Thorzain with nice stutter step control there. Grubby, very interesting enough, still not going for an expansion. I don't like this. I don't like this at all, because if you look, you can see his mineral patches are starting to really wear down, and he's still not expanding, and Thorzain has his orbital command, and he's going to reestablish right now. So yeah, I just feel that Grubby needs to get his expansion, which he's refusing to do. He's gonna try and commit to this blink all in, and yeah, I definitely don't agree with it. But Grubby probably has a plan. He's a very good player, so I probably shouldn't argue with him. Something just exploded and I missed it. Oh, there was that bunker being salvaged, and we see here that mouzThorzain putting up a factory with a reactor. Is finishing at the same time as the starport. He's just gonna switch that over into production of medevacs. Grubby finally getting a nexus. I think he could have gotten this a lot earlier, but he instead chose to go that Twilight Council and Blink. So I don't really know. I don't really agree with his timing on his expansion, but at the same time, I totally agree with him going for an expansion. He was keeping some stalkers back here because he knows he's forced Thorzain into a situation where he's going to have to drop. And you can see the scouting factory coming in, going to try and see what Grubby has, but it's not going to get that far. Stalker's here to greet it, and you never want to be greeted by a stalker. I heard it's quite painful, to be honest. Blink here just going to finish up right now. I still love that these stalkers are sitting in the back, because he has forced Thorzain into a situation where he has to do some sort of economic harassment, or he will be behind the entire game. And what better way to economically harass a Protoss player than do drops? But by the looks of it, he's going to go for Vikings instead. I think Thorzain might be thinking that Grubby is going to go for a Colossus build, and as you can see here, he knows that there's gates behind here. He knows that these stalkers are constantly looking around, and he didn't really see anything. He just saw that there's a gate over here and 2 over here, and there's this gate, which wasn't morphed yet, but I'm pretty sure he knows it's warped. And key to this, he didn't see the Twilight Council or the Templar archives, and these stalkers haven't revealed the blink yet. But of course, as we see here, Thorzain going to come in, try to poke at this expansion, hallucinating a Colossus, using that to using that kind of theory that Thorzain has, that he's going to have a Colossus, but unfortunately does not actually engage. Thorzain's army is vastly superior and loses that Nexus. Again, this is really, really bad for Grubby, and it looks like he is instead going to just blink right up over here, and great timing right there. Grubby's just going to blink up. He sees the Ghost Academy. He's going to try and take out the reactor of this starport. He needs to go for SCVs, I feel, because if we can see right now, the economy of Thorzain is a lot better, and there's the GG from Thorzain. Or no, not the GG from Thorzain, the GG from Grubby. He knows that, you know, he wasn't going to be able to recover from that. He was just too far behind. He, in a way, kind of overcommitted to that first 4 gate, and you know, went for a blink, and it didn't pay off because Thorzain was just able to rebuild. And you know, that just goes to show the level of skill that Thorzain is. Grubby, of course, on an almost equal level of skill, but of course, as you can see, Grubby gracefully steps down in this game. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed casting it. My name is Nerdcraft. Please subscribe to my channel. It is totally awesome channel, and it just keeps me going. And oh man, look at that. That grenade is just about that hit the stalker right in the head right there. Man, that sucks. So yeah, subscribe to my channel. Just keeps me going. It's really awesome. And even if you feel like it, you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is at nerd_craft, and I just usually update when I'm going to be casting, posting videos, when I go live, when I stream, which I do, but that's usually on the weekends, kind of things like that. And, you know, just kind of my general life banter. So, yeah, anyway, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the game. My name is Nerdcraft. That's it. I am out.